Hello everyone, I am Greenhound Zero, and today we're going to be talking about people on the internet who feel the need to just completely expose who they truly are and what they want to do to children, and how therefore child mutilation and child grooming. Like this person right here who's having a complete meltdown over Eric July complaining about the Protect Trans Kids flag in the new Spiderverse film. I made a video about this yesterday. You can go check that out. But I got a comment like this right here from this person who apparently has a Smash Brothers symbol with a trans flag in it, which makes no sense, by the way. There are no trans characters in Smash Bros, but you feel like you have to feel the need to put your propaganda bullshit into a Nintendo property, saying basically protecting kids from people like me is not propaganda. From who? I would be protecting kids from people like you, trying to groom them, trying to confuse them, trying to mutilate them when they cannot give consent. So people like this right here are out here talking about protect trans kids. There's no such thing as trans kids, only abused and groomed kids into confused by weirdo adults who want to do things, irreversible things to them that they cannot consent to. So we're gonna actually go through a couple of things here from the Ripperverse Goalpost account. Now I will say leave all your comments in the comment section down below. Do not interact with any of the people I'm going to be talking about. Just let it be. Let the comments be in the comment section down below. So he says Eric July thinks he's the hero, when in reality he's the villain of the story. We are protecting trans kids from you. Protect trans kids. Again, trans kids don't exist. Stop the bullshit. Let's get into it.
Are you tired of this? I got bad news for you if you are. Well, it means you're transphobic. And this...
No. Protecting children from weirdos and groomers like you is not transphobic. No one's scared of trans people. You crackhead. Words have meaning. And children cannot consent to your weirdo lifestyle that no one has to accept your lifestyle. You as an adult can do whatever you want with your body, whatever your life. But when you involve children, that is a huge problem for me. You do not get the right to tell children that they are born in the wrong body. You do not get to do that. Point blank, period. It is not up for dispute. It is not up for debate.
Is a huge part of the problem. The anti-trans content creators and trans...
They're not anti-trans content creators. They're just content creators who are against the grooming of children by weirdos like you.
Phobic sites clickbaiting to get views.
It's not clickbait when they're literally talking about something that's shown up in a movie that is for children. It is for children. It is marketed towards children. Spiderverse is marketed towards children.
And make money off of the anti-trans rhetoric that is happening on the internet right now.
Well, nobody would be making money, as you say, about the anti-trans rhetoric if you trans activists weren't acting like complete pedos and trying to groom children.
And these people would like to think they're Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman coming in to save kids. But in reality, you folks are actually Lex Luthor and the Joker.
The Joker literally deleted people for fun. People like Eric July and John F. Trent from Bounding in the Comics are not out there harming people or trying to mutilate children. Where do you get this idea that people are the Joker or Lex Luthor from? It's such a weird take.
You're the villains in this story.
No, I think anyone who is against this type of shit are actually the heroes in the story. I'm sorry you don't like it because they have a difference of opinion than you do, and you want to live in your little pedo groomer lifestyle, or whatever you're trying to do to children. But nobody's going to stand for that garbage that you're trying to put out into the world. What you're trying to do is be pure evil. You are evil. If you are trying to do these things to children, you are evil. Point blank period, you are evil.
And getting mad about seeing protect trans kids and...
You don't get... It's not about being mad, it's just weirdos like you exist. And there's no such thing as trans kids. But again, people like you are low IQ, room temperature IQ brainlets who truly believe the bullshit that you're spewing.
Into the Spiderverse, well, that only exists because of people like you.
No, it exists because of people like you being a fucking retard and trying to inject your ideology and your propaganda nonsense into children's movies.
We're protecting trans kids from you.
You're protecting no one because trans kids don't exist. You soy boy beta male.
You're the ones who are threatening them. You say you're doing all this to...
No one's threatening children except for you. You're threatening the future of this country by destroying an innocent child by injecting them with nonsense into their brains and into their bodies and spewing the rhetoric garbage that you believe to be true, which is not.
Protect the kids. Well, clearly not, because you don't care about trans kids.
We don't care about trans kids because they don't exist. They're made up in your fucking head because you're an idiot.
In fact, you even go as far to say that they don't exist.
Because they don't. Because they don't. This is a fact that they do not exist.
Pretending trans kids don't exist or they're invisible is not protecting kids. It's attacking.
No, you're protecting kids because you're trying to groom them and mutilate their bodies and doing things to them that they cannot consent to. You fucking weirdo.
Them. And that's on you. Protect trans kids.
No such thing as trans kids. No such thing as trans kids. Please stop. Eric's message to Eric July. I'm very angry and trying to calm down, and I'm so tired of these cishead ignorant effing bigots targeting marginalized people. Again, trans kids are not marginalized people because they do not exist. You are stirring up violent tendencies in your viewers. F you, we just want to live our lives. No, you just want to groom children, you fucking pedophile. To me, you give off very pedo vibes. And everyone on the planet who watches this video should see who you really are. You are not a good person by any stretch of the imagination if you are for child mutilation. None. You are zero. You are garbage to me. You belong in the trash can.
Mad, I'm very angry. I'm trying to calm down because I know what this video is going to turn into. And honestly, at this point, I don't even know if I care. And I immediately went to...
You care enough to react to another man's video defending children from weirdos like you.
Social media and prepared myself for what I was going to see. About a scene with a flag that says protect trans kids. Trans flag. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'm so...
Also, why do trans people have a flag? I still never understood that. From what I remember correctly, flags represent like individual states or individual countries. Why do y'all have a flag for transgenderism? It's fucking weird.
I'm so fucking tired of this. I'm so tired of any time the queer community is given a crumb from something, even a tiny little something in a movie or a poster or a mention, that these cishet ignorant fucking bigots.
The only bigot here is you. First of all, they're putting this into established content, even though Miles Morales is Miles Morales, and he himself is a tokenized version of Peter Parker, who is Spider-Man. If you want to have your little stupid content like this, make it your own. Don't be so mentally unable to grasp the fact that No one likes this shit. And you should not be targeting children. You look and act like a pedophile right now. Completely. And just because you have posters in the back, you somehow, oh, you're a fan. Okay, and? No one's a fan of you being a groomer.
Turn it into 20, 30, 40 minutes worth of content day after day, talking shit and targeting marginalized people.
No one is targeting marginalized people. They're simply calling out the propaganda nonsense that companies like Sony or Sony and Marvel and DC are putting into their movies that are targeted towards children. That's what they're doing. Sorry that opinions hurt your fifis that you don't like. Grow the fuck up, bitch.
Tired of it. I'm tired of biting my tongue. I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of doing things in good faith. Fuck them. Fuck them and fuck these channels. You are creating...
How about fuck you for being a bitch-ass beta male who wants to groom children, who believes that trans kids are a thing because you are indeed a fucking groomer. Because that's what I see. I see you're a fucking groomer.
Violent stuff, violent situations. You're stirring up violent tendencies in your viewers to go out and...
Please present the proof where anyone is doing this.
Do shit and get online and harass people and bully people. We just want to live our fucking lives.
And we just want you to not groom children. But you can't seem to not do that. You can't seem to not mess with children. Mess with the most precious life on the planet that cannot consent to your nonsense. You want to live your life as an adult and do what you want with your own body, go right ahead. But do not ever involve children. Ever. Period.
I don't give a fuck if you don't want a flag in a movie. I honestly don't give a fuck. It's not your call. You're not part of the queer community. It's not about you.
Who cares? Who cares?
This thumbnail from Eric July, this is the first one I see. Spiderverse going after kids. This is no...
It's just a fact. That's a literal fact.
No laughing matter. Trying to normalize bad behavior. That's what it says. I haven't watched it yet because I want to have a 100% raw reaction to this fucking pile of bullshit that he's about to put out. I'm so fucking tired of it. And it's your fucking responsibility. You're doing this. You are making situations violent for trans people and for...
He's not doing anything of the sort. He's simply calling out something that should not be in a children's movie. He's simply calling out the propaganda being pushed to children. He's not responsible for anything. And if you didn't know, from what I can tell, this man preaches about God not all the time, but sometimes. He does preach about God. And to him, children are the most innocent and sacred thing on the planet.
Queer people, it is your fault, and you don't want to take responsibility.
It is not his fault. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do nonsense and agree with being able to mutilate and groom children, and you get to call out and tell other people that they're bringing on violence towards your weirdo community. Okay? You don't get to do that.
Responsibility for it because you're trying to turn a fucking dollar on YouTube. It's no laugh.
It's exactly what you're doing.
Nothing matter. And he starts out the video with fucking laugh. You know why? You know why he does that? Because he's not the target of this shit. He likes it. He enjoys it. He loves when people come on and say shit about it.
He enjoys monetizing haters like you, which is exactly what he did. He monetized your stupid ass. He monetized you. Of course Eric loves to make money. He's an anarcho-capitalist. Of course he likes to make money. He likes to make fun of weirdos like you who think it's okay to groom children. Simple as that.
On Twitter, he's arguing with people all day. He's so smug. Fucking just this asshole energy exuding from him.
Well, to me, he sounds like an alpha male, and you sound like a beta male bitch. I'm sorry, but you do. You sound like a beta male bitch. who wants to touch children.
The slippery slope was never a slope. It was more akin to a cliff where you're at a free fall. When they said they were going to be coming for your children, and people, they said they were religious zealots.
This is why these channels are fucking disingenuous and piece of shit channels. I can go right now.
Eric is one of the most genuine people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting and ever had the pleasure of watching. Just because he's rough around the edges and you can't handle it because you have soy boy tendencies doesn't mean he's disingenuous. I'm sorry that the fucking facts don't line up with your weirdo lifestyle and your weirdo opinions.
And tell you that this year alone, there have been more instances of religious institutions having individuals within churches and places of that nature. I could make a video about it. If you guys want me to bring facts, I'll bring facts. Because right now, I'm just fucking angry. There is...
So you're gonna bring facts when you're getting angry at facts.
More cases of people within churches and religious institutions doing things with minors than trans people or drag queens. It is all...
So you're essentially admitting that it happens in the trans community is essentially what you're saying. So you didn't even disprove what he said. You literally just admitted exactly what he's talking about.
Already been disproven. Show me a case, a string of cases that involve trans or drag queens that are comparable to religious institutions.
It's not very hard to find. It's happening so often nowadays, it's not very hard to find. I'm sorry that you're too blind to see it.
You can't do it. It is impossible. And they keep saying
it's not impossible.
This with no...
It's a simple Google search like anything else.
Fucking facts. He has no facts. He's not...
If you knew anything about his channel, you would know that majority of his channel is based around facts. He doesn't pull fucking bullshit out of his ass. He doesn't pull opinions out of his ass. He brings the facts every single time he talks about something.
Not providing any context. This is him basically dog whistling to his viewers and creating a hateful situation for trans people. Trans people, drag queens, queer community are not coming after anybody's anything.
They're coming after everybody's everything every day. We're seeing new videos all the time on Twitter. All the time, every day. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry that you have rose-colored blind shades on, that your dumbass can't see what's happening.
All we want is to live our fucking lives, and you keep getting in the way with that.
And all we want is for you not to groom children, and mutilate children, and confuse children, and tell them that they're a different gender than what they were born as. But you can't do that, can you? You have to have the satisfaction of being a complete, I guess, narcissist about it. I mean, they had a whole song of a gay choir saying we're coming for your kids. Like, you have Drag Queen Story Hour.
You keep saying stuff. The trans flag is in this video, in this trailer, and you think that is some sort of like weird thing when it's just there. It just exists. It exists.
It exists to be propaganda in a children's film, in a film marketed to children. It's the same thing like how they have BLM, which is the complete they're against the complete opposite thing of what a character like Miles Morales has. Miles Morales is part of a nuclear family in the movie, yet BLM's ideology is destroy the nuclear family. So it makes no sense for that to even be there in the film.
Just in the world, we just want to be left alone, and you won't leave us alone.
And we just want you to leave children alone. But again, you will not do that. And I'm sorry to anyone who's watched this far that I sound like I'm repeating myself, but this guy likes to reiterate the fact that him and his community or whatever like to be left alone, and yet they cannot simply leave children alone.
I hate that this is a conversation that we have to have a discussion about.
You don't hate it because you're making money off of it. That's why you're talking about it. That's why you're making this video.
And you're doing the exact same thing. Ironic.
Right? You're doing it to make money. So you don't hate this conversation. Matter of fact, you would love if so.
He actually does hate this conversation because anything involving children and cutting off their body parts and putting them on puberty blockers, we should not be having this conversation. Everyone should be against this kind of stuff for children. Everyone. But we live in a society where that's never going to be the case, and it should be the norm of do not involve children in your lifestyle.
Sony and Marvel and DC and all these companies kept putting out progressive content so you could constantly throw back against it and make money off of it, because that's what it's all.
Perfect, because that progressive content sucks, and that's why people flocked to Rippa's comic book, because all of that progressive content that they're putting out from these companies suck. They suck because they put the ideology and the orientation before story. That's why they flock to something like ISOM, because all of that shit sucks.
All about. Just be honest. You don't hate.
He's always honest. You're just the disingenuous. You're the disingenuous one that doesn't actually understand his positions. You refuse to understand who this guy is as a person, and you refuse to understand his positions.
To talk about it. You love to talk about it. You spend all day on social media talking about it.
Yeah, because it's something he's passionate about. It's called being passionate about it, just like you're passionate about quote-unquote living your life. He's passionate about people not harming children. Let's move on to the next clip.
For trans people to get the care they need, even above the age of 18. That's a
The care that they need is called mental help, because it's gender dysphoria. It's a mental illness. But we normalize this to be a normal thing, and all it really is mental illness.
Conversation you don't want to have because you're being disingenuous to the people that are watching your videos on purpose.
But that's not what it is that we're discussing, and that's not the angle that these people are taking. They are going after people's children.
No, they are not.
Yes, they are. If they weren't going after people's children, why are they putting this in a film targeted to children?
Explain to me how a flag on a wall that says protect trans kids is going after people's children.
Because trans kids don't exist. It's not a hard concept, except for stupid, disingenuous, soy boy looking motherfuckers like you. It's not a hard concept to understand.
But what you do on your fucking channels, along with these other fucking shit-ass channels, what you're doing is not going after people's children. How is it that a flag that says protect trans kids is somehow indoctrination, but you getting on your...
Because trans kids don't exist. Once again, I can't believe that this guy is still asking the same dumbass question in almost every clip.
On channels on your...
It's not a hard concept. Just stay away from children. Nobody should ever want you around their kids, ever.
Or videos on your channel, and you're saying, this is wrong, this is bad, we should be doing this, we should be doing that. How is that not some form of indoctrination? But
telling people to not groom kids is somehow indoctrination now. What a world we live in.
Flag on a wall, out of context of the movie, is...
It's not out of context. We know exactly why it's there. They've been doing this forever in movies for the last... I'm not going to say forever. I said it forever. We've seen this happen multiple times in multiple movies. It's nothing new.
Somehow indoctrination. Please explain that to me. Because I can promise you that the people that follow you repeat your phrases, they repeat your words, they repeat your talking points. I've already done videos on it. I've had several people respond to my videos talking like they're Eric July clones. They're Eric... Flag says protect trans kids. In love, on a wall, in a room, in a trailer. Because I can guarantee you, you don't want to answer that question. Because what you're doing is definitely indoctrination.
You trying to tell kids that they're trans is indoctrination. But again, you're too low IQ to know that. Spreading misinformation, advocating for violence against, stop lying or telling people to not listen to doctors and teachers. No.
Not even 7 minutes. You only talked for 6 minutes about it. A 6-minute video spreading misinformation, spreading lies.
Wrong, because I watched that video. The only one spreading misinformation is you, saying that trans kids exist. They do not exist.
Making stuff up, citing no sources, saying don't believe doctors, don't believe teachers.
Why would I believe a doctor that is giving me false bullshit information and going against biology? Why would I listen to a teacher or a doctor literally going against factual information about biology, about basic biology? You sound like one of those dumbasses that says, oh, how do you know? You're not a biologist. It's like, bro, we learned basic biology in high school. It's not difficult. It's very easy to tell the difference between a man and a woman. Things have definitions. Words have meaning.
Hollywood's got an agenda with absolutely no proof of that.
Hollywood has an agenda. We've seen it plenty of times. I'm sorry you're too fucking stupid to see it. Or you're ignorant of it.
Over a trans flag in a movie, and we're supposed to be listening to you.
Yeah, because he brings factual information. You claim that this stuff's not happening, yet you don't show how it's not happening. The people that say it's happening bring the proof that it's happening.
We're supposed to be tuning into your channel for what exactly? If you don't expect Hollywood to change and you're making these videos and you're asking for a renaissance to stomp people out, that sounds like you're advocating violence for trans people.
He's definitely never done that, ever. Please present the proof where Eric has specifically said to stomp someone out. You want to talk about not having proof and facts about things? Well, for you to say that Eric is out here saying to stomp people out and then don't present the proof of where he said that, you're a hypocrite. And now no one should ever listen to your opinion on literally anything. Because you can't go around saying, oh, we need proof of this, and then you're gonna say something egregious like that, and then not present the proof of him actually saying that. Shut the fuck up.
Sounds like you're advocating violence for queer people, and it's very dangerous. I'm tired of
Sounds like and actually doing are two different things.
Words here. Leave us the fuck alone.
Leave children alone.
Leave the queer community alone. Leave the trans.
Literally not doing anything towards your little weirdo community. But we see what trans people are doing to children.
Community alone. Leave the gay community alone. The bi community, asexual, all the communities that fall under that umbrella. Leave us alone. We're tired of you and your little ignorant channels getting on social media and lying about us, spreading disinformation and misinformation about us, citing sources without giving...
Please define misinformation and disinformation. Because I guarantee someone like you could never do that.
Any actual information and telling people not to believe doctors and teachers and suggesting that people are predators because they want to give mental health care to people under the age of 18 who probably need it because they're being treated negatively because of content like yours and people like you on the internet.
They're definitely not watching content like Eric July's.
Internet. Fuck you, fuck your channel, all this dog shit bullshit channels that you guys have. I'm going to keep speaking out on it because you guys obviously are not going to shut the fuck up, but I'm going to keep calling you out on your bull.
Of course they're not going to keep shutting the fuck up. And all you're going to keep calling out is factual information. That's all you're going to do. And you're just going to continue to make yourself look more like a pedo and a groomer every single time you open your mouth.
Bullshit, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I guarantee they know more about what they're talking about than you ever will in your entire life. You sound like the type of person that can't even run two brain cells together to come up with an actual factual thought.
You're lying, you're being disingenuous, and you're profiting off of it. No one is coming to you for any of this content. They're coming to you and they're getting indoctrinated, and the proof is in the pudding. Here we are several years later. Your people are going online that watch your content, standing on the front lines for you, repeating your talking points, repeating your mannerisms word for word, and saying the same things you're saying. So if anybody...
Maybe because the things he's saying are true?
is doing indoctrination, it is your channels. and you're scraping at the bottom of the barrel because you so badly want the mainstream to listen.
Because what are you doing? You're basically spewing this bullshit misinformation yourself, saying that trans kids exist. You want to talk about misinformation? Saying that trans kids exist is misinformation because they don't exist. That's like saying ghosts exist, my dude.
You, but give me one instance where any of your channels have actually changed the narrative in Hollywood. Give me one moment. It hasn't. That's the reason why you've got to create your own garbage shit, because you know that Hollywood doesn't give a fuck about you. So stay mad. Fuck.
Clearly Hollywood gives a fuck about them because constantly Hollywood is watching their channels. Like, for example, they made a villain in She-Hulk around Doomcock. So clearly they're paying attention somewhere. But again, every single time you open your mouth, you sound like you sympathize with pedos and groomers. And that is what forever you will be known as, that person who sympathizes with this type of bad behavior. And it's exactly the type of bad behavior that Eric Chalite and many other channels talk about is completely and utterly wrong. And people like you need to get a damn clue about what is really going on. And you need to stop being the utter essence of true evil. Thank you all for checking out this video. I know this is a long one. There's a lot of stuff to cover. I really do appreciate all of your new subscribers and returning subscribers. If you made it this far into the video and you liked the video, hit the like button. Comment below what you feel about all this. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications and set it to all that we get notifications anytime I post a new video. And we'll see you all on the next one. Peace.